YouTube, LinkedIn, Pinterest, and Google+. She is the author of Social Media Marketing E-Learning Kit for Dummies, and co-author along with the fabulous Amy Porterfield and Andrea Ball, of Facebook Marketing All-in-One for Dummies first and second editions. Let's give her a round of applause.
All right, I'm going to keep mine close. I'm recovering from laryngitis. I don't usually sound like this, but we'll give this a shot. All right, long ago, but not too far from here, I was on the Iowa Arts Council for 15 years, and I traveled all over the state of Iowa. This is me that many decades ago. And I taught thousands of children how to enjoy music and write their own songs. Now, during that time, I noticed that children would go into a state of overwhelm for three very distinct reasons. And now that I work with adults, I find that adults go into overwhelm, the dreaded overwhelm, for three distinct reasons. And they're the exact same reasons, so we don't really grow up, do we? But to be very clear, I work with adults who are trying to market their businesses on social media. Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube, G+, Pinterest, Instagram, and all the other ones. And there is this thing called social media overwhelm. And there are three very distinct types of social media overwhelm. One is someone goes online to start marketing their business, and there are so many ideas. Oh my gosh, the possibilities are endless, and then they go off into this sort of spiraling out of overwhelm. There are too many things to do. This, by the way, is data of the internet conceived by Barrett Ryan. It hangs in the Museum of Modern Art in New York City. This is actual data from the internet. If anyone has ever been on Pinterest, it took me 30 minutes to find one screenshot because I just kept scrolling and scrolling. Yeah. This type of overwhelm is the person who consumes social media and has a hard time focusing in on social media, and they get overwhelmed very quickly because there's so many ideas. The second type of overwhelm is the person who makes a checklist, all the things that they're going to do when they get into Facebook and Twitter and LinkedIn, and their list gets to be about 100 things long, and they work all freaking day and they can only check off 3 things. And then what happens is instead of spiraling out, they spiral into a type of depressive kind of overwhelm where they think, oh my God, I'm never going to get this done, how do other people do it? And then the third type of overwhelm is the one I know really well, and that's the one where there's too much change. Every time you go on the social site, it looks different, right? Why do they have to spend all this time just flipping everything around to being in a different spot? It just gets me very angry. And this is another type of overwhelm that people feel when they're marketing on social media. Now, if you wake up every morning and look like that, you probably have that kind of social media overwhelm. This is a famous PKN, in case you don't know what that is. And when I look in the mirror and see that face, I know it's time to get some help. So, I don't know, but maybe you saw yourself in one of these 3 types of social media overwhelm. Either you go online and there are too many ideas, too many possibilities, or you have too long of a list and can't get through it, or you get too angry because there's too much change. So what I'd like to do is offer a few solutions to that and maybe help. If you get spiraled out into overwhelm because there are too many possibilities, you need to get hyper-focused on your business goals. You need to step away from the computer. The computer does not need to be the first thing you do in the morning. You need to step away and get very clear on why you're going to social media to market. The other thing is that people with this type of overwhelm are usually consuming social media instead of creating it. And so what happens is that they are part of the 80% of the population consuming instead of the 20% that are creating. So this type of overwhelm needs to understand and flip that energy around and spend their time creating instead of consuming. And it will change the feeling you have when you're working online and social media. Now, back to the person who does the checklist. And I know a lot of people in this category, including some very close friends of mine. And what they need to do is start to have a clear connection to physical time. Because when they think that they can get through 100 things on their checklist in a day, and they don't, it's an unrealistic expectation they have of themselves. So my suggestion is to take those linear things on your list and put them graphically on a calendar for a specific amount of time. That way, you can see you only have time to do those 3 things in one day. And if you take your whole list and put it out into the entire week, you will see that this is how you will get things done in a realistic way. Also, if you don't get them all done, you need to make time for yourself, because people who have a checklist and don't take time for themselves will again spiral into that interior kind of overwhelm and get depressed. And this is from Texas. We were just down there, and it's Amy and a whole bunch of people talking about staying out of social media overwhelm. Now, a lot of people who have this anger issue mostly have it with Facebook, right? Because Facebook changes daily. There were 5 big changes yesterday. And so if you don't like change, this particular, if you were your small business and you're trying to do your own social media management, you really need to step out of that position, because you will always be angry. This is the early adopter graph, and social media 7 years ago was down here at the bottom, and now we're a little bit near the top of this. Things will continue to change. Change is inevitable. And a wave that's starting right now is mobile marketing. So you know that that's going to be happening. So step back, go to that 30,000-foot view. That's where you need to be running your business. You, more than anybody, need to have a team doing the hands-on, on-the-ground work in social media, so that you don't turn into that grumpy cat. Nobody should have to be angry every day of their lives and run their business. So these 3 types of overwhelm: the spiraling out, oh my God, there's too much to do; the spiraling in, oh my God, I'll never get it done; and the anger, you should not have to do. And I hope I gave you a couple of ideas to try, so that you are the rock star you really should be online in the market. Thank you very much.